It's Meet the Leaders time. Hi there, I'm David Smith. Nice to have you with us today as we go to a newbie in the Senate in Hartford, but not a newbie in Hartford. We welcome Senator-elect James Maroney to the program, representing the 14th District. This is in Milford and Orange and West Haven, and he's taking the seat that Gail Schlossberg had. Yeah. And she would normally be ensconced there, right there, James. How are you?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me here, David.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. The district actually also includes a part of Woodbridge.
Woodbridge.
I don't want to forget anyone that.
Woodbridge, forgive me, please.
Yes.
It's
just a small piece.
But it's an important piece. I know
thousand
how that
people
works.
up there, yes.
Every thousand counts, that is for sure. As I alluded, this is not your first rodeo in Hartford. You were a representative before.
Correct. I served one term as a state representative for the 119th District, which was Milford and with a slice of orange, I used to say. So it was mainly Milford, but it did have a piece of orange as well.
This time it's a slice of Woodbridge.
Yeah.
It was a slice of orange. All right. I guess it depends how you skin it. In this case, you took some time off between these attempts, or were you relieved?
I did not win my re-election.
Okay.
I lost that by 151 votes, not that I'm counting. And then I went back to doing what I had done previous to being a state representative in terms of running my business and just being active in the community. I'm a Devon Rotarian. I ran our Service Above Self breakfast this morning, helped found the Milford Education Foundation.
Oh, that's great.
Worked with Mayor Blake on finishing the Founders Walk project in downtown.
But you
Milford.
couldn't get politics out of your system.
No, I guess not. So I thought I would give it another shot.
Well, you're a Democrat, and you are one of those who is putting the Democrats back in the majority. And this is something that has been an interesting time over the last couple of years with them being evened up, except for that lieutenant governor who could always throw it the Democrats' way. But this now it's assuredly a Democratic Senate.
Yeah, it's a
what is that going to mean, do you
23-13.
think?
Well, I think pragmatically it means that last session they had co-chairs, Senate co-chairs, and so it'll go back to how it was before, where you'll just have a chair and a ranking member. It may mean different legislation that wasn't able to get called will get called, I would assume, this session. I think it just makes it it'll run a little differently. Everything was a negotiation before, and they wanted to make sure they kept everything equal. So if someone was sick on one party, they couldn't go into session because they didn't want to artificially give one side or the other an advantage. So.
Well, this is also one of those, be careful what you wish for, because here we are, we come back in 6 weeks or whatever it is, and the state is still in a huge budgetary hole.
Right, still have
and this is what you're coming
projected
into.
Deficits. Yeah, and I think in some ways, I think it's good because when people are finally willing to make a change, right? I think that they call Connecticut the land of steady habits, but I think we're in a situation where we realize we can't continue doing what we've been doing. And necessity is the mother of invention, so I'm hoping that we'll be able to get some new things through and be able to deliver the high quality services that our citizens deserve, but also hopefully save money and do so more efficiently.
Well, I'm sure you've talked with the caucus and so forth along the way since your election. Are you getting a handle on where they think things might go more positively and might address this issue, which has not gone away for 6 or more years anyway?
Yeah, and we haven't really talked to the budget yet, and we're still seeing, each month as the revenue numbers come in. The good thing is the projected deficit has been shrinking. Just looking over the last month's numbers, our withholdings are up, and they're about 15% above where they were last year for withholdings, and that's good because that's a steady income stream versus the estimated payments, which can fluctuate. And so we really won't know, unfortunately. I think it's 17% of the income tax is from your final payments, and those aren't made until next April. And so that's where we'll find out really what the revenue will be for the coming year. With the new volatility cap, though, anything that's above what they had projected will go towards our rainy day fund, which is looking more robust.
Yeah, it is, and the governor is suggesting that he's not interested in using that to abate the situation.
And I would agree with that. I think that if you need to use a small amount, but as Kevin Lembo, our comptroller, has advocated for keeping, I think, about 15% of our budget in the rainy day fund to help with volatility in the future. We're seeing, cyclically we're due for a recession, and in order to weather a recession, we need to have some money to fall back on. And so when times are good, you don't want to raid our safety net. So.
Well, and we can ill afford a recession on top of the situation that we have going into this, that's for sure.
Correct.
So you need all the help you can get. As you take a look at some of the things that you want to accomplish, have you got one that sticks out?
Well, education is my priority, I believe. And education is the best opportunity that you can give to someone. And
Sure.
I think that that's really, as a government, you can provide opportunities for people. So I want to look at a few issues. One, with higher education, we're seeing that, and I've seen, personally, in my experience, that you're having students come out of school with almost $100,000 in debt with just an undergraduate degree. And so one thing I'd like to propose is a tax credit for companies who are paying off student loans. We already have one of the best student loan programs. The Connecticut Higher Education Supplemental Lending Authority is one of the best private student loan programs in the country, and they do allow people to consolidate. But I think to partner with businesses to help them pay off that student loan debt, because what we're seeing is a few things, and it really impacts everyone. One, these students are delaying having a family, and so they're starting their families later, but two, they're delaying buying a house. And we know that real estate values are supply and demand, and so if the demand is down and we have the same supply, the prices stay depressed.
A lot of students watching, and a lot of parents with students watching will be proud to hear of that sort of thing. I hope you're successful in that regard. Hey, really nice to see you. Thank you very much. He's going to be changing rooms up there, but he's going to be back. It's Senator-elect James Maroney of the 14th District. So nice to have you with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
And don't forget Woodbridge. Don't forget Woodbridge. We haven't forgotten you. But that's it for our Meet the Leaders today, and I'm David Smith.